Okay, I just heard the coolest testimony this morning on the pool. We're having a little time of relaxation. We're in Florida, and our friend just told us what happened to her when she came to the tent. Okay, sister, tell us what happened. Actually, tell my wife. She doesn't know. I heard your story, but my wife wasn't here. Okay, go ahead. Tell her.
You know, I've had back surgery. Okay, it was about 10 years ago. I've had back problems for probably 15 years. And ever since the back surgery, I could always feel, I've got 8 screws and 2 bars in my back. And I can always feel them. Always. Every day of my life. Always some sort of pain.
So can you not bend down and stuff?
Couldn't bend down, couldn't go hiking, it was a hard walk. It was hard to go up and down stairs. So I've been praying for healing, you know, and the Lord told me, I'm going to heal you, but you have to go to the tent to get healed. And at this point, I'm watching Nathan's lives and stuff, and he's talking about the tent. I'm like, is this the tent that you need me to go to? He's, you know, we're having this conversation, and he reassures me, yes, you need to go to Nathan's tent in Ocean Shores. So me and Jen go to your church the Sunday before, and go to your church the Sunday before, and you tell me, hey, the Lord's doing miraculous healings at the tent, and you have back problems. I said, I know I have back problems. So he goes, but you need to go to the tent to get healed. And I said, I know. We're going Thursday.
Lord already told me.
The Lord said so. The Lord said, and
Yes.
sometimes like I don't want to say that because
Right.
it sounds like I'm trying to promote our thing,
But you
but I wasn't.
Like
It-
you
You
already
confirmed
told
what
her.
and I
I'm
love
telling
that
you.
when God shows people, because then I'm just confirming instead of it
Right.
being like you have to do something, right?
Exactly,
But anyway, go ahead.
Exactly. So we head down to the tent on that Thursday, and it's an incredible ride. We're watching people manifest in the cars all the way down there. It's crazy.
God.
Yeah, you know God's in it when the enemy's
Yes.
rising up against it.
Exactly. So we get there, and we go to the tent, and you walk
Yeah.
in there, and it was just an incredible, just power feeling, you know. And at the end, Nathan is praying for everybody, and I'm reluctant to ask for prayer for myself because
Yeah.
he's busy.
Yeah.
You know,
So
he's
true.
busy.
No, he wants to pray with
I
you.
know, but he's busy. And I knew that there was another night. So I was like, okay, well, he's busy tonight. I'll have him pray for me tomorrow. And I didn't think anything about it. Well, and then he makes an announcement. He's got to catch a plane early in the morning, and he's trying to hurry. And Jen is getting some things signed for a bill that we're trying to get passed.
Yeah.
And we're at the table, and I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't ask for prayer, and I'm, in my spirit at this moment, and the Lord tells me, go ask Nathan what he needs help with. And I'm like, okay. And he's trying to gather all of his stuff real fast to catch the plane, right? And I'm like, okay. So I make a beeline to Nathan, and I ask him, I said, what do you need help gathering? I'll help you. And he's like, okay, I need this microphone cord. I need this mic stand.
How nice, right? That
Yeah, oh yeah.
You were like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, like I was needing some help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm gathering all this stuff up, and he tells me you're going to need some help, but I need this pulpit moved to the truck. And it's made of 2x4s, okay?
Nathan,
And I have a problem.
Your back.
My back is, and I'm like, okay.
let's just get that healed, and then you can help me.
Right. So I tell the Lord, I'm like, okay. So I'm gathering all this stuff up, and I've got my hands full, and the Lord tells me, pick up the pulpit.
Pick up the pulpit.
Pick up the pulpit, yes. And I kind of argue a minute. I'm like, okay, well, that's really heavy. It's made of 2x4s. I'm going to bring some help, Lord, and I'll be right back. And he yells in my face and says, no, you're going to pick it up now. Okay. So I pick this pulpit up with one hand. I've got, this hand is full with one hand, put it on my shoulder. It's light as a feather at this point. And I'm running around the whole tent. My sister looks at me like I'm crazy.
I asked her if she needs help. And the Lord goes, nope, she's got it. And I was like,
So I run down the path. I meet Nathan on the path, and he looks at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, okay, well, I got this. We got this. And I drop it down by the truck. And from that moment forward, we went back to the Airbnb, and I'm running up and down the stairs. I cannot stop running. I am healed. I am completely healed. And Jen asked me, she goes, what is wrong with you?
what's happening?
Because this was unusual.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she always had trouble going up downstairs. She was like, bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This is cool.
That's
So
the tent we're
And
And she didn't say a word to me. I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she didn't believe it first. She was like,
Well, I was in.
It was
I
hard to
in
believe.
Shock.
Yeah.
I was in shock because this is something.
So you
I-
have no pain. This has been how many years with this problem?
15 years.
You had
with
a
this problem.
surgery or what?
I had surgery 10 years ago.
10 years ago, you had a
had a
surgery.
rod and
Yes.
8 screws
I
in
had
the back.
two
Okay, so
rods,
she had two
two
rods
rods and 8 screws.
and 8 screws. So 2 rods, 8
Yes,
screws,
8 screws.
life-threatening surgery, 10 years
Yeah,
of pain.
yep.
God says go to the tent.
Yes.
You simply obeyed.
I did.
Then he told you to do something. I love how his ways, like do something. You know why he did that? Because faith has to be demonstrated by action.
Exactly.
If there's no action, if he would have said do it, pick up that pulpit, and you didn't do it, you would not have been healed. Jesus said, go wash in the Jordan. Go do this, go do that. He would always tell somebody to do something so he could do something for them. And that's the power of God. Okay, so then tell me what happened. What was next?
So then,
more?
There's
Oh,
more.
there's more. It is
So
better
I
than
get
this.
home-
Listen to this.
I get home and I don't feel the screws and the rods in my back anymore. I am doing things that I have not done
Like,
in
no, you don't have your limitations anymore.
zero.
from it.
Can I
Zero.
tell you about
That's,
the car ride?
yeah, those
Oh
are
yeah,
limitations.
during the car ride home,
So Christy, this is the first time she says anything. She pulls out this baggie full of pills and pain pills and all the things that she had intended to be taking while we were at the tent, because that was her normal daily routine. And she goes, Jen, I think the Lord healed my back. This is the first time she said anything to me. And she's like, and pulled out all these pills. She's like, I would have taken all these and I haven't taken one.
not a one.
This makes me happy. I'm hearing this. This is the first time I've heard this. We're trying to chill and get some rest. Why are you now telling us? I mean, this is great. I guess this is the moment. Okay, anyway, then what happened?
So
No need for pills. Okay.
So then when I get back home, I want to go get an X-ray because the next 2 weeks I'm not feeling anything in my back.
No
at
pain.
all. No pain.
After 10 years of terrible pain.
Terrible pain.
And tons
Sometimes
of pills.
I can't even feel my legs.
Oh, it was that bad.
that
Okay,
bad.
okay.
So I'm wanting to go get an X-ray, and the Lord tells I'm looking up maybe a chiropractor to go get an X-ray done, and the Lord tells me no, wait.
Yeah.
You'll be going to your original surgeon to get your X-rays done. And I'm like, okay.
Wow. Original surgeon.
I'm like, okay, well, I'll have to plan that because he's hard to get into.
yeah.
He's a world-renowned surgeon, and I'll have to call and arrange all that. And when am I going to get to Texas? And I've got all these things going in my mind. Well, July 4th, my daughter happens to have her baby early, so I'm in
You're in
Texas.
Oh, so God has set it up for the
Set it
date
up.
for the baby
Yes.
so that you'd be where you needed to be to meet with your doctor.
Exactly.
All things working out
How did
together
that
for the
work
good.
out?
Okay, I love it.
Because you didn't have an appointment.
I didn't. So, and I prayed about it beforehand, and I took Caitlin to go see her dad, and I'm like, okay, well, I've got a day or two of free time. If Lord, help me get into him. If this is your will, let me help me get into him. So I call him up, and I call his office, and I knew the lady that answered the phone. They have all the same staff. And I said, I don't know if you remember me, but my name's Christy Davidson, and I was, Dr. Chan did my surgery like 10 years ago, and it was a massive surgery, and she stopped me and she goes, we all know who you are. You are in our medical books. You are a history maker. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh my gosh, Chris.
I said, so she goes, what's going on? And I said, I want a consultation if I can get one. I said, I've got 2, I'm in Texas, I've moved to Washington, and if I can get in the next day or 2 would be awesome. I just want an X-ray, and I just want to see if everything's the way it's supposed to be. And she goes, yeah, let me see. And it took her 5 minutes. She got back on the phone and she goes, I can get you in today. I'm like, really? And she goes, absolutely. I got you in. You want to see Dr. Chan himself? And I said, yes. She goes, okay. So she scheduled me. I got up there 2 hours
They
later.
made room for you.
I made room.
That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get in that day,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
2
They like
hours
you.
later after the phone call.
Yeah, love
And
it.
so I get in there, and we're sitting in the consultation room, and he asked me, he goes, so what's going on? And I said, well, nothing really. I said, it's been a while, and I want to see if my hardware is all where it's supposed to be and everything looks good. He goes, okay. So he gets me in the X-ray room, and we take the X-rays. I get back in the consultation room, and he's got 2 screens, and he's got the first screen of my original hardware right after we did the surgery. Everything's in there, and then he turns on the second screen, the X-rays of that day. And I see for a flash moment a perfect back with no hardware and my name at the top, so I know it's me. he turns it off. And I said, can you please turn that back on? And he goes, I can't turn that back on. And I said, please turn that back on. That's my x-ray for today. I want to see it. He goes, no, I can't show you that. And I said, why can't you show me that? He goes, because my machine is broken. And I said, your machine's
The one that was just working.
Yeah. And he goes,
The one
yeah.
you just had to turn off?
Yes, that has my name on it. And I said, your machine's broken. And he goes, yeah. He said, that's got to be the lady before you's images that came up. And I said, no, sir. So my name was on there. I saw it. You had it up for 5 seconds, and it was enough time for me to see it. Can you please turn it back on? He goes, I can't do that. And I said, why can't you do that? He goes, I mean, he's stumbling at this point. And he physically asked me, who took your hardware out?
Say that again.
Who took your hardware out?
He asked you
He
who
asked
took your
me,
hardware out.
Who took your hardware out?
Woo!
And I told him, I said, well, Jesus took my hardware out. And he's like, no, that doesn't happen. And I said, it does happen, and it happened to me, and will you please turn that back on? And he goes, I'm not turning that back on.
Oh my gosh.
Don't ask.
So,
It says, I don't believe in that. I
Yeah.
believe in science.
Yeah, he goes, he goes, so please tell me what surgeon took your hardware out. He goes, stand up, I want to see your scars. So I stood up, and I raised my shirt up and pulled my leggings down, and you can see scars from front and back. And
from
he goes,
one surgery.
One surgery. He goes, well, those are your original scars. And I said, yes,
Like,
sir,
I
they
know
are.
that.
And he goes, so what happened? I mean, you can't take those out laparoscopically. You can't. I said, the Lord took my hardware out of my back. He physically took them out, didn't he? And he goes, nope, I don't believe in that. I believe in science.
So
Yeah.
so he's freaking out.
He's
he
freaking
first
out
he
at this
says
point.
that wasn't you.
Yeah.
And you know that was you.
Did you
And he
do
has to realize there's no hardware in there. And now he's having to figure out, okay, wait a minute.
What happened?
Who took it out?
Yeah.
So now he's asking you who took it out when he's just tried to tell you he
Just so
Yes,
he
I
feels
can.
better?
Well, he's not. He doesn't want to. He shoos me out of that office so fast. He doesn't even. I don't even pay for my X-rays. I don't pay for my consultation.
He didn't even charge you for
No,
the X-rays.
He shooed me out of.
He
the,
got you out of there?
all the way to the front door, out of his office
This
to
is
the
so
front
funny.
door. And that's what it is.
Jesus. That's amazing. Okay, so tell me something.
Yes.
Was he like, did he have like wide eyes when he's like,
Oh yeah, he was totally freaking out.
he was freaking out because it went against everything he
Correct.
believed, which is in science. He
Correct.
didn't believe in the one who
We
created
gotta
the
get
science.
her original,
Okay.
you request your original
I
x-rays.
have my original
And then we gotta
X-rays.
take you to a chiropractor and just get your x-rays
Yeah,
done.
I've got one scheduled actually when we come back.
Oh, good. So we'll actually, the people who watch this video will actually be able to say, here's the x-ray. Here's the proof. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful story that gives God glory. You know what I love about your story is I love that all you simply did was obey God twice.
Absolutely.
He told you where to go. He said, go to our tent revival meeting.
Yep.
Then he tells you, go pick up the pulpit,
Yep.
which you weren't supposed to be able to carry something that was heavier than you could lift. And maybe 10, 25, 30 pounds is too much for you to carry
Yes.
with a bad back after 10 years of terrible
Well, it's just
pain
like
and
telling
lots
the
and
leper,
lots of
"Get up and
pills.
walk,"
Tell him, yeah,
His
grab your
natural
mat,
mind
get up
couldn't do
and
that.
walk.
Her natural mind, she couldn't pick up that pulpit, but she did it, and they did it. And
Yeah,
they all did
and
it.
that was an act of faith to pick up because you might have had pain, but you faced it. I love this. This is powerful. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Amazing story.